always been in love with music. Growing up, I believe my introduction to music was gospel music. My adopted mom always took us to church, and I remember being swept away by the vibration of the music. I remember getting very vivid imagery when I would listen to music, and I would just be so moved. And I remember being so moved, even at a very young age, by music. And I've always been so emotional. And the only thing that related to me being that emotional was music. I couldn't relate to anyone because no one could relate to me, but music always understood me. Music was always there. Music was never judgmental. It was never prejudiced. It never bullied me. You know, those blank pages were an escape for me. I've always been a writer, but music has always been my passion. And to this very day, it moves me. I get really defensive about music because I don't like how the music industry has just turned music into something toxic. Music is for healing and storytelling, and it's ancient and it's spiritual, and it's just not something that needs to be played with. So in my genre, which is hip hop, I want to change the conversation. I want to change the imagery. None of my music has ever been sexual at all. I don't use the N-word in my music. Like, my music reflects what I've been through and my perspective on life. And I've always made music for myself. I never made music for other people. I made it because I had so much pain inside of me. I needed to get it out. I had tried to end my life so many times when I was younger because of what I had been through. A lot of trauma. And it never worked. So I found creative outlets. Like, thank God I have the ability to write and sing and dance and just express myself artistically because I just would have exploded with rage from being so abused, ignored, given away, disrespected, not allowed to speak. Music gave me my freedom. So after church introduced me to gospel, my adopted mom actually had a really big, she had a lot of different types of music. I grew up listening to all different types of genres, like jazz, a lot of soul stuff, Aretha Franklin, you know, a lot of Ray Charles, stuff like that. A lot of doo-wop groups, Helen Reddy. She, as far as country, she liked Kenny Rogers. You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. That's just so hard. A lot of soul stuff, you know, of course, Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, a lot of soundtracks, so a lot of epic tracks. I remember that Seal, there is so much a man can tell you, so much he can say, and all remains. I love that song. I don't know the words, but did you know that when it snows? I love that song. My eyes become a large, and the light that you shine can be seen. I love that song. And then as I got older, because I lived a very sheltered life, like, I was not at all cool. I went to private schools up until high school, up until middle school. And I was like, there were maybe 3 or 4 black kids in the whole school. It was crazy with a lot of schools I went to. So I lived I was the only child. Like, my adopted mom had a son, but he didn't live with us. So, like, and my parents were, like, middle class. So they were, but working class. So they were, like, always gone. So I was always in school or by myself. So I lived a sheltered life, and I also spent a lot of time by myself. So I was not introduced into hip hop. I was not introduced to hip hop until I was about 10 or 11, and it was because I would go to like cookouts once or twice a year, and my cousins and my aunts and stuff, they all lived in the city and they were cool or whatever. They would have like MTV and all that stuff, and I would see hip hop. So now I'm introduced to like TLC and like Brandy and Queen Latifah and Tupac and Biggie and Mobb Deep and Cannabis, and oh my God, it changed my life. It did. It really did change my life. It changed my life. It made me start getting into hip hop, and then it made me start making hip hop music, which got me in trouble with my adopted mom. And then it introduced me to a culture that had me going from my county life into the city, and that affected me, like getting in trouble, starting to smoke weed, and then get kicked out of school, and like then getting locked up, and then going to end up meeting my thug husband. So hip hop changed my life because it taught me how to be strong. Hip hop gave me a voice. I never had a voice. I was raised to be seen and not heard, and nobody wanted me. Like, I was adopted. Then they adopted me because one, they were having problems in their relationship, and two, they thought they couldn't get pregnant. So they adopted me, and then she got pregnant with twins. She lost those, which put even more pressure on the relationship. So now they beefing. So one day she wakes up paralyzed because she has some type of disease. And then while she's in the hospital, he tries to take me back to the adoption agency. They won't take me back because, sir, that's not how that works. So he drops me off. Now, this is me growing up my whole life in the county, blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, what, 8? He drops me off in the inner city with an aunt that I barely know. And shout out to Aunt April because she really, like, did the most for me. But he dropped me down there and left me down there for, like, 2 years. Yeah. Needless to say, I have a lot of rage in me. I've been given away literally since the day I was born. There's a lot about my life that I do not know, and that's weird. I don't have parents. That's weird. And it's like, where was I for the first 6 months of my life? Like, what's going on? Either way, music saved me. I'm obsessed with music. I am music. Music is everything. Music gave me my freedom. Music is leading me to my wealth. And music is going to recover my soul. My broken soul. I love you guys. What kind of music do you listen to? I listen to all types of music. I like alternative, hard rock. I love Linkin Park. When their lead singer died, it was just like heartbreaking. I like 9 Inch Nails. I went to a Trent Reznor concert in DC. It was so lit. The crowd was sober. That was weird. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, he is so fine and very talented. My favorite hip-hop artist is Cannabis, obviously. My favorite singer? I don't think I have a favorite singer. Probably Whitney Houston. My favorite music artist of all time, obviously, is Michael Jackson. I was about to say Martin Luther King. Like, girl, what are you talking about? Where did that come from? I like bands like Blink 182 and System of a Down. I'd love to see them live. I don't really have a favorite rock band, but I really do like, I like Pink Floyd. I like one of Black Sabbath's songs. Little boy blue and the man in the moon. When you coming home, son, I don't know when. But we'll get together then, yeah. I know we'll have a good time then. Oh my God, that song. Whoa, for the longest time. Whoa. Billy Joel? Yes. Oh my God. Yeah. Do you know I just found out that was Billy Joel like 4 years ago? My whole life I thought that was like a black man. I used to love Madonna, but she is too weird for me to stay cool with her, so that's dead. My favorite international music artist is probably Selena. And I like Carlos Santana. Maria, Maria, she remind me of a West Side Story. Who don't love that song? I'm sorry, and Dixie Chicks. And I've been afraid of changing 'cause I built my life around you. That's some real shit. I used to cry to that song when I was going through it with my ex. But he's dead now. In the end, it doesn't even matter. I love Linkin Park so much. People need to stop killing themselves. It just leaves us to wonder why. There's a lot of bands and a lot of people that I didn't mention, but either way, I'm sure they'll come up in another video. But I love music. I don't think there's anything. The only music I really don't care for too much is what's that stuff they play in DC? Boom ba doom, boom, boom ba doom, boom, boom ba doom, boom. I don't remember what it's called. The only reason I don't like that is because it gives me anxiety. Just because it takes forever for the beat to drop, and it drives me insane. Literally insane. So I can't handle that music. But anything else, symphony music, orchestra music, ska music, anything, even like chants and stuff, I like that. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me in this episode of Fury World. I will see you in one day. Have a great. Oh my God. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.